Simi Arif joins us in studio.
He knows more than you can imagine.
Is President Barack Obama a Muslim?
Because you know it's going to be a zoo.
It was already a zoo.
Did anything happen while I was gone? Haven't you noticed the whole place is on fire?
Let me tell you why you're here.
But they can only speak in question.
Are there side effects? Or?
Just diarrhea.
My first guess is...
Simi.
Knock, who's there, this guy?
Lesser known somebodies.
Welcome to Africa's 8th Best Podcast with me, Simi Arif, and today as a guest, I actually wanted to change the podcast name at some stage. I wanted to call my podcast, change it from Lesser Known Somebodies to just trying to interview Lesego, Tlhabi. I have never struggled to get a guest in studio before.
I don't know about struggle. I don't know.
Struggle. If I had to go into my WhatsApp messages now, and I'm so nice about it because sometimes when I approach people, I'm just like, hey, how are you? I assume that maybe they don't even know what a podcast is. And then I also assume that they're just very busy all the time. But you genuinely are.
I am, but I also was keen to do it. It's
okay, that's it.
Then you left to Dubai. Please don't forget to tell the people that. So
yeah, but I mean, I went there for corruption reasons.
Yeah, but then you were gone.
Yeah, doesn't every single successful Muslim man need to go to Dubai to?
I think for a bit, and a black girl,
black girl,
and their blessers also need to go. So
just
I would love
a side story. I went on a yacht there because someone told me about shaking asses on a yacht, and then they sent me a meme, and I went into the yacht, and they did not do any of those things.
They didn't.
I was so upset.
I'm very sorry.
It was just old Indian Muslim men playing cards.
I don't think you were on the right yacht because I saw some footage from other yachts, and they were shaking.
Okay. Damn it. Clearly, I got the wrong yacht.
You got the wrong yacht, yeah.
So, Lesego, you are very famous right now.
That's so weird to say.
Incredibly famous.
I don't know.
When I wanted to interview you, not so famous. Now, too famous.
Okay.
So when I was going to try to do some of the questions I had when I wanted to interview you, but they're going to sound so bad. So they're going to sound like this. So you're Coconut Calds, right?
Tell me, what is that?
I think you have one of the best pieces of satire I've seen since, I think the only last person, which is Peter Dagues.
Thanks.
No, I think the way you have managed to catfish white people and then also make them upset, and then they realize that it's like, how?
Also, 4 years later.
Yeah, she's not on our team, guys. She's not on our team. Tell me how you started. Tell me, maybe not how Coconut Cal started, but maybe tell me how the idea of Coconut Cal started and where you learned all of this brilliant acting from, because I hear that you're a trained actress.
I am, but I don't think Coconut Cal's was a plan. Mm-hmm. So it was basically, first of all, can we swear?
Yeah, of course.
Make sure. Okay. I won't swear much, but I just wanted to know. So the Pretoria Girls High incident happened, when the girls were banned from wearing their natural hair.
Mm-hmm.
And that was something that happened to me, in school, or something similar happened to the black girls at my school.
Yeah.
So, and I was at school 10 years before this. So for me, it was like, how is this still happening at schools?
Yeah,
especially because Pretoria Girls had more black kids than the schools I went to. And especially at that time. So it was very frustrating to me. And also the girls that I went to school with weren't saying anything about it. Especially the white girls, obviously. Duh. They weren't saying anything about it.
What a cool zuh.
I know, zuh. Double zuh. So yeah, they weren't saying anything about it, but when they did say stuff, it was very much the same thing of oh my God, guys, a code of conduct is a code of conduct. And we have been at the school. If you don't like these schools, go to the schools where you come from. I'm like, the South African schools?
I come from
in
Saxon
South Africa?
Yeah.
What? So that was frustrating for me. And I kept seeing the same comments over and over again. And I was like, okay, I don't know if I'm crazy or if you guys have a book where your moms teach you, puberty, you go through this initiation where you learn these comments. So I just took them and I said them back. It was basically, I even used a white people filter. I just Googled typical white girl or whatever, and then used the filter on Snapchat because back then you could do face swap.
Yeah.
And that was my first video. It was me just doing comments from Pretoria Girls High, different pages, different comments. And that was one, and then I was like, okay, cool. Frustration over. But the reaction was pretty intense. So I was like, oh, okay, people think it's funny. And then one of my friends said, make it public, which obviously for me was no. Why would I do that? You guys know me, so you understand where it's coming from.
They are going to shout me.
They're going to kill me.
They will shout. I'm scared.
And also, I didn't want that kind of attention because I was like, I don't know how this is going to read. But I started making them on my Facebook. All my friends were there, family, and then one of my friends was just like, look, I'm making it public if you don't. So, because this is brilliant. And then I did. And the first one, I mean, it also took like 2 years or something to get real followers, because it was like 10 people like LOL, then like 100.
then 100 LOLs.
Yeah, but like for like a year, it was like stayed at 100. And I was like, yes, success. And then, it took a while for viral or for like more than 1,000. And then I was like, when I got to 1,000, I was like, okay.
I'm famous.
The Beyonce of comedy.
Duh. These guys are.
What,
all these
1,000 people care?
All these other comedians, you suck.
Like, what stage shows don't get this much? So it was just a slow process over 4 years or 3 years of me eventually making things public. 100, 1,000, whatever.
But can I tell you where you've actually hurt us as people? I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
Because this has happened to me more than once in my life, at least like good 5-6 times. I have some international friends, of course, famous internationally. Duh. And
name drop.
Someone sent me a clip of yours. It was the one when you're on E! News. And they're just like, is this real? And then I was like, oh gosh, it's gone overseas now. And now I have to explain that it isn't. And then someone's like, oh, but she was also on this show. And then you met Devi Sankri Gavanda. And then I was like, oh, there we go. It's done now.
That one keeps circulating. Every 2 weeks, I get like comments where people are like, I can't believe this. South Africa, she needs mental help. Uncle Ruckus. I'm like,
is it nice? Is the attention nice though?
Not when it's negative. No.
Yeah, but I think negative attention and positive attention would be dope.
No, I don't have that. I don't have that
really?
at all.
You only want positive attention?
Yes. First of all, even attention is a bit weird because I have like social anxiety. So like if I go out in the
you
real
have
world,
social anxiety.
Okay, listen to me and my story.
Okay, I'm listening.
Oh, you gonna tell me my story?
No. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry for being a cisgendered heterosexual man.
Male.
Yeah. I'm
mansplaining
so
my own life.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
So
sorry.
I do have anxiety. I don't like being in spaces with strangers, and having a lot of strangers look at me is weird. Which is also why I was like, I'm never gonna do stand up. I tried it once or twice. Great, but I'm done with that. I don't understand how you people do it. It's fucking crazy.
Hurts our feelings.
No, it's just wild to like immediate response.
Yeah.
If it's
you've
not
never
funny,
had
it's
the
not
joy
funny.
of dying on stage?
I have, but that was it was a corporate function, but the audience was like the factory workers.
Yeah.
And they were all like waiting for Skumba or like Select, like someone who's like a vernac comedian. who they liked. And they were just like, and I came with the blonde hair, and I was like, how's it, guys? And everyone was just like, so is this before Skumba or?
Oh, that's so funny because I keep on thinking about the following year when they did hire Skumba. Like, oh no, last year
it was terrible. And it was the management. Like, obviously, when you work for certain companies, it's like all management is white. They were so excited. They were like, oh my God, they're gonna love you. No one loved me. No one heard of me. No one cared.
Okay.
So I took off the wig like 5 minutes
I digressed from your social anxiety part, but that was hilarious.
Oh shit, yeah. So that was the end of that. But I don't actually love attention, to be honest. It's a bit weird to me. I like it when my work is successful. But I could do without the like public thing because that's a bit weird sometimes.
I want to make successful work like you. You are hilarious to me all the time.
Thanks, man.
Every single time I watch something, I'm just like, yo, man, I wish I could steal this now. But she's too big.
I mean, perhaps you can. I think
no,
that's how
I cannot.
comedy works sometimes.
It's tough. It's tough because everybody knows they'll be like, oh, that's Lesego stuff. And I'll be like, damn it. But can I ask you something else? And I don't know if other people have asked you, but you have a very prominent second name. Tlhabi.
Okay,
It's like Ready Tlhabi, right?
Kind of similar.
Yeah. Is that your family?
Yeah, she's my stepmother. She's my daddy.
Okay, wow. Can I ask you to say sorry from me? She's not going to remember me or my name.
Okay.
But she got me in trouble many years ago. I worked at 947. And they've got many studios, but they had one studio called the Disaster and Recovery Studio, which is very small.
Sounds like where people go to hangover recovery. Or
no, but no. Basically, what it is like if there was some chaos happening, the studio would work. Like if there was an earthquake and every other studio was breaking, this studio guaranteed set to work. At least it'll give you a few hours. And I went to use the studio. And I didn't know you could actually book the studio. I just thought it was like a hidden studio. No one knows about my secret place. And one day Reddy had walked in. And she said, I just need to record something quickly. And then I was doing something for Wackhead Simpson, because he was doing the breakfast show at the time. And I said, hold on. And she said, okay, cool, not a problem. Smiled and closed the door. And then I got tagged in an email that was about 18 paragraphs long, easily, about how no insubordinate should use.
I think she should. I don't know. I don't think you should apologize to each other. That sounds a bit hectic.
And then my boss came to me, like, you need to apologize to Reddy. And I was like, I will. And I was just too scared. I was just too scared. I had to Google words.
Well, I make them watch everything I do. So here is your opportunity.
Okay. Dear Reddy Tlhabi, I will look in camera for this. I am so sorry for using that studio. I'm also sorry for never coming downstairs and apologizing to you in person. Thank you.
We accept your apology.
Oh, you speak on behalf of the royal family of Tlhabis?
As spokesperson, okay. we accept.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. But it must be nice. Conversations at your dinner table must be very interesting and intriguing.
They are, but I think people think we speak politics more than we do.
No.
Everyone's like, you guys sit there and you're always like, yeah, so guys, the state of the nation. And I'm like, well, obviously there's that sometimes because it's what I'm interested in. But usually it's just like, oh my God, I have this boy that I like. Kind of conversations, because she's still family.
I didn't want to tell people, but most of the people that listen to this podcast know you're one of my crushes. I always say, wow, if I had an opportunity with Lesego, just one coffee date. I'd also like to apologize to the last 3 woman guests I've had, where I've called them my crushes as well.
That's
and I've said
brilliant.
the same
so
line.
Every comedian.
I'm
blushing for nothing. You wasted a blush.
No, we had Julia Stewart here. She just works at Supersport. And I was just like, yo, I think you're one of my biggest crushes ever. And she's like, oh, really? And Gilly was the last person before you.
Gilly is my crush too.
Everybody's
Professionally?
More
than because I like guys. But
Okay.
I'm like obsessed with her.
Okay, so now you study to become an actress.
Yes.
And
this is way before everything.
Yeah. And did you have to work a corporate job before you popped off and became this
No, I've never worked a corporate job, but I've worked behind the scenes in TV for a very long time. And that was the most soul-sucking job in the world.
It sucks, eh?
Oh, first of all, where's the money?
There's none.
Second of all, the hours. I mean, as a talent, you get there at 8. People have been there since 5.
5, yeah.
And by people, I mean previously me. And then when the actress leaves at 7,
what was the
11.
job that you had to do though?
I was a junior content producer, and then I was.
Do you want to tell us the show, or you're not allowed to?
No, I don't know. But it was mostly what's it called? These youth magazine shows. So it was V Entertainment, All Access Mzansi. Those kind of shows.
So you had to hire other talent. So you had to hire not hire. I say approach guests and stuff.
At go to events and then be that person behind the camera where I'm like, hi, and then interview it. And then when you watch it on TV, it's like no one was there.
Yeah. It's just like the microphone
and
is in front
I'm
of
like,
them.
hey, can I please try and maybe do it on screen? I think I'd do a good job. They were like, okay, you're a content producer. We've got presenters for that. So when we want presenters, we'll call presenters.
You lying.
Obviously, that's how the industry works. And I was like, but I'm an actress. And then I started script writing. And so for me, it was like, well, I'm making the words that are making them funny or sweet or cool or interesting.
Yeah.
So can I try do it myself since I'm writing it clearly?
Yeah.
I got it. And again, they were like, look, just be behind the scenes.
Yeah. Why are you fighting this BTS thing?
If we need presenters, man, we've got 10.
We've told you.
Call them.
Last year we told you if we have presenters.
And even when they had auditions, I'm like, can I audition? No, you cannot.
Do you not know what behind the scenes means?
Behind.
Oh, they're
the scene.
They were gatekeeping you, bro.
Yo.
They knew that you was talented.
So during my lunch breaks, I was like, cool, let's make these videos. And then.
So do you think they became more accepting of you being in front of camera post videos?
Nobody ever accepted. I left my jobs before Cal's really popped. Just because I was also I remember the one time I was working on a show and then I saw the presenter's paycheck. And then I knew what I was making.
Yeah, it's the
worst. And I was like, oh no.
I'll tell people.
No, I'm not going to say it. It was literally 4 times as much. And they came in, I think twice a week.
Bro, when I worked in radio.
And mine was very low.
The breakfast show host, I was producing breakfast, was earning 180,000 Rand a month. And I was earning...
Who? Oh, I thought you. I was like...
No. I was earning 9,000 Rand. But I was... I don't know, mention that. I mean, he's never going to listen. No, he does listen. Shit, maybe.
Doesn't matter. You know what? Someone.
Okay, yeah. But he would get into studio at like 5 minutes past 6, because at 6 a.m. they'd play the first song and then go into the breakfast team or whatever was on. And he would come at 6:05, and I was there at 4. But all the content I had planned would never be used. And then I was like, yo, there's a lot of money. The paycheck gap is massive, and I understand the talent gap is also massive, because I'm not claiming that I deserve to have his job.
I don't know if the talent gap is massive, to be honest. Being from behind the scenes and in front, like you cannot make TV without every single person. So being the front of house and the person that maybe if this ad goes badly, I remember people asking me, oh, my Take-A-Lot package hasn't come through. Can you please? And I'm like, okay, so I understand now why, because now when I've done the ad, I'm the face of Take-A-Lot, even though I wasn't. And so I get that, but I would not know how to light a room properly. I mean, they literally will shine it against the wall, or like the sound, and like, there's so many
intrinsic things that go on.
Your English is going, hey, but
I do speak other languages.
They are direct. I don't.
Oh, damn it! You only have English,
and I don't know where it's gone.
Do you know how many corporates you're losing out on?
I don't know, babe. I literally got a job recently, and when does this go out?
Like 2-3 weeks from now.
Okay, so I'm hosting the Pandoring Awards.
The what awards?
Pandoring, which is like the Luries, but for Vernac. And I don't need Vernac for that. So,
oh wow, you are doing very well.
They kind of make it like they'll work around my thing. We'll make it a joke that's only English, or that's coconut curls, or whatever it is. I don't know how we got here. But anyway, the talent gap is not that big. I think there are plenty of people behind the scenes, very trained. Sometimes presenters are just outgoing people, whereas a lighting specialist has worked years on learning this, how to make something look a bit greener, I don't know if I think that's fair. And that's why I don't know about the pay gap. But anyway, I saw that and I was like, oh, okay, this is not where I can stay forever. I have a liking of things. I'm
like
bougie.
nice things.
I grew up bougie. I like nice things.
I love a person that accepts their bouginess.
I'm bougie as fuck. And I want to maintain it. So it's not going to work if I'm writing scripts, unfortunately. What can I do?
And this is the part of the podcast where I throw forward, watch this. Hi, guys. If you want to hear the next funny conversation with Lesego and her alter ego, Coconut Cows, please subscribe to our channel on Apple Podcasts, where you can hear the full episode, because I'm tired of being poor. So you can pay me your 100 Rand, which actually, I'll tell you how much we get out of that. From that 100 Rand that you pay, we get 57 Rand. Oh, okay. So we also want to be booked and busy and be bougie.
Yeah. Bougie as fuck.
Bougie as fuck, but we can't, so we have to do these things. So, you can hear the rest of the episode if you subscribe.
Simi Aref, what up, boy?
Simi Aref joins us in studio.
He knows more than you can imagine.
Is President Barack Obama a Muslim?
Because you know it's going to be a zoo.
It was already a zoo.
Did anything happen while I was gone? Haven't you noticed the whole place is on fire?
Let me tell you why you're here.
But they can only speak in question.
Are there side effects or?
Just diarrhea.
My first guess is
Simi.
Like who's there, this guy?
Lesser known somebodies.